I just know that this video is gonna get some people mad. I put They Both Die at the End on the top because this book's not gonna be in this book review because I've already reviewed this book in another video. So I'm just gonna put it so you guys don't get like a spoiler of all these books. I have this huge pile of books right here that are all Booktok books that I'm going to be reviewing. I've read all of these books cover to cover, front to back. I'm gonna do a review because I feel like people on Booktok, I just think people on Booktok don't give the right hype to the right books. And there are so many other books, in my personal opinion, that should be out there and should be getting this attention, because some of these books really just piss me off. And this is going to be a very opinionated video, and I don't think there are going to be any spoilers, but if there are, I'll put a little warning for and what time you can skip to in case you haven't read the book, just in case. All these books that I'm getting are just making me not want to read. So I feel like I don't have a specific order I'm going to go in. I'm just gonna kind of go left from right because I have them all laid out right now. And I have 4 books by this author, and I am gonna get a tremendous amount of hate. Some of these books you have seen on my channel before, or if you have not seen me before and you want to go watch those videos, go ahead. And I just think this needs to be talked about. And some of these are good books, but they're not like, I don't think they're deserving the hype that they get, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna start with my Colleen Hoover pile that is going to upset some of these TikTok people. The first book I ever read by Colleen Hoover was Ugly Love, and I don't really have any complaints about this book. I started off on a good note. So Ugly Love, I know I'm supposed to be slandering books right now, but I will say, if you want a good Colleen Hoover book, I do think that's a good book. I read that over a year ago. The next book I read from her was November 9th, and I started annotating in the beginning, and I fell off. I stopped, and there was some things about this book that just really rubbed me the wrong way, and that just made me really upset. As this is a spoiler-free video, I will not be saying what happens, but long story short, there is this girl named Fallon who meets Ben, and they meet up once a year on the same date, and that's the only time they're allowed to see each other. And, Ben's a novelist, and he's writing his own book, and it's hard to explain this without saying what happens. I'm gonna give Colleen's books, like, a whole video eventually, once I finish a good amount, because I feel like I still have a few more to, like, collect for, like, a whole video. So I might get one more, might read 1 or 2 more. And these are the orders that I read her books. So the next one is It Ends With Us. That is everywhere. It's everywhere. And I feel like Colleen Hoover has a very specific way of writing. And it always takes me so long to get into her books, which is really frustrating. Because I like a good book where I'm into it, like, in the beginning. And with her books, it's just, like, torture for me to read for the first, 100 pages. Especially with this book, for me personally, it didn't get good until the end. For how big this book is right now, or how many people I see reading it, I just thought it was a bit boring, and I thought that there could have been a lot more that just wasn't there. And the next book by Colleen Hoover is my least favorite book that I read by her. This book, and it's All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover, and I've seen great things about this book, and I don't know why I hated it so much. And I was on vacation and I had to buy this book because I ran out of books. And so long story short, it's about this couple, and it's a back and forth, which is not my favorite. It has to be done right, and I just don't think this was good, because it goes from the beginning of their relationship, where they first met, to where they are in complete shambles, and then it goes to 10 years later when they're in complete shambles, and they meet. The way they meet and to the way that they almost divorce, it just pisses me off. Hey guys, I'm editing right now, and I just want to let you know that there is a spoiler coming up. If you don't want a spoiler to this, please just go to the little timestamp that I put, and because it's a minor spoiler, but it's also significant, so I don't want to ruin the book for you if you haven't read it. And also, because they're trying to have a baby, and it's not working out. That's not why I'm upset. I'm upset for another reason that correlates to the way that they met, and the fact that he cheats on her is just awful. I understand that they're both wrong in this relationship, and I understand. And also, even in the beginning, before he cheated on her, he was giving me red flags from the beginning, in all honesty. And the box and I didn't like it. It's a book that I will not be rereading. This next book I did a review on already, so if you guys want to go watch that video after, you can. And it's Normal People by Sally Rooney. And this book is good. It's not great though. At the end, it was just very boring in my opinion, and I understand that they're both working through trauma and they're both working through their own personal issues. I'm not a fan of like on again, off again relationships and reading about them. Like that's not my cup of tea to read about. If you want to see like a full in-depth of my review on this book, you can go watch that video and see what I really have to say about it. I just think that it was just like by the end of the book I was just like, what's the point? Like where are we going with this? Like what's going on? And by the end of it I was just kind of done. The next book is My Policeman, which I was so excited to read this book. I have a full video on this if you want to watch it. I might make another one because I want to reread this before the movie comes out and see if my opinions change a while. I read this a year ago. I read this last summer, and I really want to see if my opinions change on it. And I have read a lot more, and I feel like I've grown a lot, and so I feel like my opinions will definitely change towards this book. And also I want to reread it before the movie comes out to get like a nice refresh. And so I have a full video of me reviewing this on my channel if you want to go check that out also. But I am planning on doing an updated version before the movie comes out. I will most likely post it when the movie comes out. The next one, We Were Liars. I wanted to chuck this book towards the ocean so many times, and I don't exactly remember what this book was about, but I just didn't like the style of it and the writing and how there's like chapter, like it like goes to another chapter in like the middle of a page, which I thought was kind of weird. The amount of times I've seen this book on TikTok and everything, especially last summer, it's just not worth it. The next book, The Hating Game, which has a movie out, and I have not been able to finish the movie for multiple reasons. One, a lot of the things that happen in the book compared to the movie just aren't how I imagined it. Like first, the guy, I saw the guy very differently in my head. Same with the girl, and I feel like the amount of times they talk about the height difference and how itsy bitsy and how tiny she is and how like tall and built he is, it just was very just not like babe, if I had a penny every time they talked about how tiny she was compared to him, I would be in a yacht in Italy right now. This is a tiny spoiler. And also the fact that he painted his room the color of her eyes is kind of psychotic. And he keeps like little like notes in his like planner if she wears a skirt or if she wears a dress. Like that is creepy. It's a little weird. It's weird the way he keeps tallies on what she wears like that. I've never been in a relationship, but I would not want that to happen. The next one, I'm honestly debating taking this out of this video, this book. Now, the only reason I'm doing this is because the book Belly, this might cause some controversy. I love the adaptation, and I watched the adaptation before I read the books. And so I'm struggling because they weren't bad. Like in all honesty, like I feel like this should not be compared to the other books I just talked to you about, because I do think I would read this again. And so you might be thinking like, why is this here? Like, why am I talking about this? And I think this has to specifically go with Belly. First off, I don't like the name Belly. I don't like Belly. And I understand the whole, like, Belly's supposed to represent, like, her childhood and, like, her nickname. And then when she goes to college, she starts going to Isabel to show, like, she grew up and she became a woman. And I get that. But Belly was painful to read continuously, and the book version of Belly, in my opinion, was so dry compared to the TV show Belly. Like, Lola is incredible. I love her, and I love her version of Belly, and the book version I see as a completely different person. And so I feel like that's really weird for me, because I was so excited to read this because I loved Belly, and then I read the book and I was just like, I just don't get it. Like, they seem like different people in my head. And I feel like this should be in a different video. Like, I do talk about this book in, I think 2 videos ago. No, I think it's gonna be like 4 or 5 by the time you watch this. but I just think that the book wasn't as good as the TV show. And the characters were, especially Taylor, the fact that Belly stayed friends with Taylor really bothered me. And I just don't think that it was as good as a TV show, which is very weird to say because it's usually the other way around. I just found the characters way more annoying and way less personal in this, and I just was highly disappointed. And I think the book was a little bit more boring because I was also expecting the Debbie Ball. Did not happen. Which I don't know why I expected that. I feel like I should have read the books first, but I didn't. So overall, I will reread these books and I did highlight and annotate some parts, all I have for this video. So I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you guys soon. Love you. Bye.